You are listening to Practical and Woo by Mindset and Manifest. My name is Eden, and I invite you to embark on a journey with me to explore the practical and spiritual edges of the unknown for the purpose of allowing you to embody and empower yourself uniquely as you are and to intentionally create and live a life of freedom and fulfillment. Each week, I am going to discuss topics such as energetics, reality creation, manifestation, astrology, tarot, and more to help empower you to live beyond perceived limitations and to practically design your life so it feels like absolute magic every step of the way. Let's dive in. Well, hello, brilliant soul. When you first embrace the idea of manifesting, it can feel like such a fun, enticing, and mystical tool. All of a sudden, you gain access to a portal of possibility and a level of mastery over something that you simply don't learn about in school. All of this is then in contrast to a world where you're taught that everything needs to be realistic and that growing into an adult means taking everything in your life really seriously. The notion that there isn't room for play because you're suddenly building your future and your future is quote unquote supposed to look a certain way. In comes a new perception, a new realm known as intentional reality creation, otherwise known as manifesting, otherwise known as law of attraction, law of assumption, transurfing, you name it. Not to mention the pure exhilaration you feel when you successfully manifest something for the first time. Oh my goodness, it's like a burst of excitement washing over you, a feeling that might entice you to rub your eyes or pinch yourself just to make sure that what you're seeing isn't somehow a trick of the light. Successfully manifesting something, in my opinion, is one of the greatest feelings you can experience. And yet, one simple Google search can show you that many people feel regret for discovering intentional manifesting, that somehow their lives became more chaotic than when they began. This brings us to today's topic. What does it mean when it appears things in your life are getting worse, not better? And what do you do about it? I will start off by saying that while the principles of intentional and successful reality creation are simple, they are still nuanced. Do beliefs create your reality? Yes. Can the formula, thoughts plus feelings, manifest your dreams and desires into physical form? Double yes. Does your energetic signature and your self-perceived identity impact the life you will have? Triple yes. To be a conscious, intentional, and successful manifester, it is important to recognize that the quality of who you are being plays a significant role in your outcome. And sometimes space needs to be made in your life to allow the new version of you to be illustrated across the canvas of your life. In other words, sometimes the process of things becoming worse is for the reason of clearing space and carving out room for the foundation and construction of the experience that you're desiring. Imagine for a moment that you're about to clean your house for a big, joyful event, an event you're incredibly excited for, one that you can already see in your mind that is going to bring to you such positive experiences with your friends and family, and this event that has the potential to yield the most precious memories. You start moving your furniture around, and suddenly you notice that there's this thick dust everywhere. Things are looking messier, and they're looking messier before they look tidy. Now you have two choices. Either you can allow the dust to overwhelm you and cancel the party altogether, or you can take your tools like your vacuum and your broom and your Mr. Clean Easy Eraser, and tackle the mess inch by inch until you're left with a party atmosphere that is fit for royalty. This is similar to what an emotional and life transformation can look like. When you stir up your inner world to change, the dust has to come up before you can clean it out. You might feel anxious and sad and disturbed at times, but this isn't a setback. It's a sign of the process in action. And I should say, the progress in action, depending on how you choose to see it and how you choose to approach it. Many of us stumble when we're met with a setback or unanticipated obstacle. We either become engulfed by our emotions or we try to suppress them. Even worse, we might give up and decide that we're not capable of something. And so I invite you to remember that if things appear to be going worse in your life, remember it's because the dust is coming up to be clear. It's not a prophecy of your fate. Often, what can happen when you experience something can look like you accidentally choosing to buy into the very same reality that you're trying to grow out of. In other words, instead of cleaning up the dust for the party, you choose to pile more and more on. You choose to reaffirm the dust, maybe even roll in it, leaving you with the same outcome and a wonderment of, why didn't this get better? When an obstacle comes up, you have the invitation to choose to respond differently to it, to react in a new and unexpected way, to reaffirm for yourself the goodness of the dust coming out to be cleared. Life will throw waves at you, but if you allow yourself to trust that you know how to ride them, if you give yourself permission to prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, if you allow yourself to embrace the right tools and use them, then you will thrive. You might be wondering how you can prepare for the waves of your life. And the first thing to do is to accept that the boat will inevitably rock, and will rock for good reason. Acknowledge that it's nauseating and uncomfortable and it's not what you would have chosen. But then gain back control over your free will and choose to shift your perspective. Instead of seeing these challenges as threats, instead of seeing them as confirmation that you're not capable, because that's 100% not true, view them as invitations to grow stronger and to refine what you're asking for. And if you really need, you can always take a juicy and nourishing breath to bring you back to center. Until next time.